Hey guys, it's Lucas here and welcome to my Spider-Man fan film masterclass. Alright, some of you might be asking, why is the lighting a little bit groovy and why is that blue? Well, I'm telling you, big things are coming, so stay tuned for another video. But we all know that the new year is here, and that means New Year's resolutions, goals, visions. And my goal for 2023 is to reach 100,000 subscribers in this channel. And a lot of you might want to make a Spider-Man fan film this year, who knows? I might be one of them since I'm going to film school and I'm going to be more exposed to better filming techniques, script writing, and people to help out. Pretend you want to make a Spider-Man fan film this year, and what's something that's really, really important for a superhero film? You guessed it, it's the fight scenes.
Look out! See ya!
But I just want to tell you this, this video really came out of nowhere. Light bulb just popped into my head, but it all started out with a friend from 2018. Well, he actually started out as a fan. He really liked my Spider-Man Homecoming fan film and decided to make his own fan films. In the beginning, you know, he was testing out the waters and it was really hard to gather a large cast and crew for his films. So I have to say the quality might not have been what he expected. But that didn't stop him. This YouTuber, this fan, decided to be very diligent and take things seriously. So he produced two very recognizable Spider-Man fan films, naming Spider-Man Tangled Hero and Spider-Man Prom Night. Can you guys guess who this is? Well, it's none other than your boy Cameron McNabb from Hourglass Studios. So recently, Cameron, he watched my Spider-Man vs. Punisher fan film, and this is what he had to say about it.
Dude, I was just watching your Spider-Man vs. Punisher fan film, and I really felt like a little kid again, you know, in 2018, watching your first Carson Spider-Man Homecoming fan film. It was just amazing, dude. The fighting, amazing, dude. Oh my God, it was so cool. My favorite part, it wasn't even like any of the acting. It wasn't even any of that. It was just the choreography. It was after that guy was shot by the Punisher. You had tied him up as Spider-Man, and he got shot. Mary Jane is holding a little girl, and then she just starts screaming. And then the camera pans away, and then Spider-Man walks into the shot. He's like, go. It just looks so cool. The shot just looked so amazing.
Thank you so much, Cameron, and I really appreciate your films as well. But he is planning to make another Spider-Man fan film. Don't know much about it yet, but he posed a concern many of you might be thinking about.
The fight choreography is amazing. Like, I still have not mastered fight choreography. I still don't know how to properly do it, but with this next movie that I'm doing, I really want to go big with everything. I want this one to be my best one. We have a huge cast lined up, and I just really want this one to do amazingly. But one thing that I struggle with is fight choreography and, like, you know, how to like capture the movements of Spider-Man in professional ways.
But today, I am going to introduce you 5 tips that you can use to make your Spider-Man fan film fight scenes very attractive and sometimes addicting for fans to watch. But you guys have to remember, the fight scene is a very important aspect of your Spider-Man fan film, but it is not the most important. The most important thing is getting your characters and your story right, or else people are just gonna go into your Spider-Man fan film and scroll to the part where it starts fighting. And we want them to watch from start to finish and to make the fight scene a major part to enhance your Spider-Man fan film. So, your Spider-Man fan film fight scenes will look from this.
Hi, Parker.
Bruh.
Yeet!
And hopefully, to this. You guys ready? All right, so rule number 1. I give you guys full consent, and it is totally okay to recycle fight scenes from other films. I'm talking about Hollywood films. I'm talking about Chinese kung fu films that have really good, engaging, intense fight scenes. Because you have to know, none of us are professionals. We are just fans. Remember, this is called a fan film. We all have to begin somewhere. And let me tell you this, my first fight scene in my earlier films from many years ago was like this. and I didn't like it. It was boring to watch, and it lacked a lot of story in the fights. I decided to watch a lot of Marvel movies, especially the Captain America series, and it has given me so much information and ideas on how to make fight scenes. And look, I have recycled many fight scenes from different movies, and I know that I can't be doing this forever, but as a starter, it is really important to know what you're doing and to learn from the pros that have actually researched and studied and trained for so long to finalize this fight scene. All right, so for example, from Spider-Man First Stand, the fight between Spider-Man and Thurnis, I recycled the fight scene between Captain America and Crossbone from Captain America Civil War.
This is for dropping a building on my face.
Told you I'll crush you.
Another example, towards the end of that movie, Peter Parker gets ambushed by a bunch of thugs. And when he was fighting the thugs, I reused the scene where Batman was fighting in the warehouse in Batman vs. Superman. And a bonus, in one of my spy films, Landon and I, we used a fight scene from a very famous stunt actor named Scott Adkins, and it worked so well. But guys, I'm not telling you to always copy and paste fight scenes from other movies. As you get older, you're going to be more experienced with placement of angles, with the different types of moves, and these Hollywood films will be good references, but in the end, you're going to have to come up with some moves yourselves, and it won't be too far behind, I can promise you that. Okay guys, rule number 2. Remember, if you want to ace your history test, then you have to study beforehand. So, if you want to create a really well shot and well acted fight scene in your Spider-Man fan film, then you have to practice beforehand. Don't wait until the day of shooting. Okay, down, immediately swing the gun, okay? That you start telling your actors what to do and how to do this kick or this flip. It's not going to end well. We all need time to familiarize ourselves with the moves that we are given. It's kind of like dance, you know? For every dance, dancers need to spend weeks, sometimes even months, to master their moves. You know, stunt acting is a lot like dancing. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of coordination and patterns. And if you mess up, you might get whacked in the face by your actors accidentally, of course. Just remember, you're not a professional stunt double. You can't fall from 2 stories high. You might not be able to kick all the way up to the sky. But if you practice beforehand, you can really let your actors know and yourself know kind of the limits that you have. And use these limits to create newer opportunities for different fight moves so that during film day, it can be as comfortable and buttery smooth as possible. I know that if you give it a little bit of time, you know, after school or during a hangout, to practice your moves and take it very seriously, when you film, you're not going to waste time on missing the cue. You are going to focus the time on perfecting these moves and get the shot done, because we hate waiting so long. Practice makes permanent. Here are some bad examples of people who might not have practiced their fight choreography before film day. So no hate to any of you, but you probably don't want your film to look like this. Or this.
Come on, Smelly, get me!
Dude, you guys like my figures, man? Hot Toys are
the best.
But anyway, are you guys ready for rule number 3? So this one is muy importante. And you can Google that if you don't speak Spanish. But this is the rule. This is something that is probably the most tedious, and you have to spend time in the editing room the longest to get this right. And I can tell you that if you get this part right, everybody will be watching your Spider-Man fan film and repeating the fight scene over and over again because it's too good for their eyes. And this one is sound effects. Now, let's do a little warm-up and kind of a quiz for you. I want you guys to tell me why this little fight sequence is considered very enjoyable. I think why I really liked it is because the editors have layered the living crap out of this sequence. They have added so many sound effects, and let's break it down. First of all, we have, of course, the punch sounds. Second of all, they have the interactive sound effects. When the bodies are hitting the ground, or you can hear it, and that's all added in post-production. And the third one is quite important, and I think a lot of Spider-Man fan film creators miss out on. That's why they might not sound as professional. And this one is the fight sounds of the actors, okay? And this is something that Landon and I have done in our Spider-Man vs. Punisher fan film, and it has paid off. It was a little annoying and kind of embarrassing when you had to literally make moaning sounds on your balcony. But look, adding this makes you feel that the characters are really giving the fight of their lives to each other, and that when they're hurt, you can hear the hurt of them, like, you know, instead of like just, it doesn't have the same effect. So I encourage you, for when you're filming your Spider-Man fight scene, add the fight sounds that people make when they are in combat, okay? And just see the difference. Just see it. I'll let you be the judge of it. You're dead now. I have a pool of fight sound effects that I use, and I have lended it to quite a bit of YouTubers for their fight scenes. But one thing to remember with fight sounds, with the punch sounds, with the kick sounds, with the rolling sounds, is that you don't want to make it stand out too much. What does that mean? Well, if everything else is quiet and you immediately drop this really high quality fight sound, then people are gonna assume and know that it's not real, that it was added on. But the trick is, if you lower the fight sound down 20% to 80% volume, then your punch sound and your dropping sound will mesh with the environmental sounds, with all other different sound effects. So try that too, and I can promise that you will be quite amazed at what your fan film fight scene has turned out to be. There was a scene in my film Spider-Man vs. Punisher where this happened. And let me tell you this, I worked like 30 minutes on that 3 seconds of fight sounds, searching for the most appropriate and the most immersive fight scene. And when I showed all of my friends, all of my family's relatives that scene, all of them gasped when the thug hit his head on the car.
Oh, nice. That was a good one. The drop on the glass right there. Whoa, yeah.
But the sound effects was so good that it actually caused concern for the people viewing it that it was real. And this is what you want to do. You want to leave the fans and the audience jaw dropped. Like, did he just really do that? Oh my God. All right, hope you guys are hanging in there. We got just 2 more. So if you like what you're seeing and feel like you're learning something, please leave a like and comment down below what are some of your tips, okay? So number 4, this is actually very, very crucial, is that you want your actors to fight, to move, to breathe like the characters that they're assigned. What does that mean? You're filming a Spider-Man fan film, and do you really want whoever is playing Spider-Man, either you or a friend that you trust, do you really want them to act like a normal dude in a mask and a spandex suit?
No.
You want that person to have the body language of Spider-Man. You want people to know that you cast this person to be Spider-Man because he looks like Spider-Man, because he talks like Peter Parker, and then he fights and he moves like Peter Parker. So that means there's gonna be more than just punching and kicking. There's going to be flips, there's going to be tumbling, there's going to be kick-ups, takedowns, and submissions. Spider-Man is a master fighter. He is so cunning and slick and agile, and whoever's playing Spider-Man needs to portray that perfectly. I think the point is that you just have to get in character for whatever role that you are assigned. Even for the thug. What's the mentality of the thug when he sees Spider-Man? You know, he's scared, he's gonna scramble, he's fighting for his life. But when you're playing the villain, you probably have an armor of protection, of confidence. That means you're going to fight with a lot more boldness, with the ability to actually deliver damage to Spider-Man, because, you know, that's the villain, that's the nemesis. So if you can do that right and show the different skill levels of fighting between each character, then oh my gosh, it's gonna show so much complexity that people are just gonna beg for more fight scenes from you. The fifth tip and the final tip. This one is very critical and it's kind of magical too. I really wish I had knew about this technique before. So if this is your first and second Spider-Man fan film and you just so happen to watch this video, I think it'll help you a lot. Okay, so we really don't want to see a bunch of people or two people fighting like snails. Really slow, exaggerated, kind of like there's no impact to the punches, okay? We don't want that. We want this to be intense, we want this to be high stake, and we want the punches to hurt. And how do you do that? This technique, let's bring it to the editing room. If we got this one sequence and we want to make it look like the Spider-Man is like punching the dude really fast and hard, the way we do that is we splice and isolate this section that Spider-Man is punching. So the before and after is one speed. For the middle, you want to increase the speed about 10 to 25%. So it won't make it feel like that everything is fast forwarded, just the punches. And when just the punches are being increased in speed, then it'll look like that Spider-Man is actually like really demolishing this dude. And that's something that I might have failed to do in my Spider-Man versus Punisher fight scenes. So when Punisher was slamming down hell from above to Spider-Man's face, it looks a little bit slow. But if I increased it, then, oh my gosh, the fans are gonna be like, bro, he is hurting the Spider-Man. Oh, stupid map! I can't see anything! So I'd suggest you do that. All right, we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really learned a thing or two about fight scenes and how they work and how you can see improvement in yours by implementing all 5 of these skills. It's gonna be drastic, guys. Try it out. And I know that my friend Justin, Galloroid Productions, is making his 3rd Spider-Man fan film, Spider-Man Dimension Rift. And I know that my friend Sifo is also making a Miles Morales fan film. And I'm just trying to do my best and to share my successes and failures to help you guys to make, honestly, the best Spider-Man fan film, like what Cameron said from his comment. I have a ton more ideas that I want to share with you, but if we can get 5,000 views for this video, then I will consider dropping a part 2 and we can all learn together. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and if you like Spider-Man, go subscribe to this channel because this is what we talk about here. And remember, we're all here to influence each other and to strengthen each other and to improve on each other's work. So if you have any ideas, just comment down below and I'll be happy to reply. Have a good one and enjoy the school year. Peace out.